Hey beautiful people, what is up? Welcome. Oh, that was a loud clap. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my, I want to call it the first impressions because I've only done 2 looks of the brand new Little Miss She Never Misses collection from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I know, I'm running late, but I got this late, okay? Don't blame me. But of course you all know when Blend Bunny comes up with a new palette, I have to release it or reveal it or review it. I don't know why I went through so many R words for you guys. So per usual, I'm gonna do what I always do, give you guys some product details, some swatches. I'm gonna dive into 2 looks, and then at the end I'll come back and give you guys my overarching thoughts. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so the brand new Little Miss She Never Misses collection from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This is their newest release, and this is a really exciting release because not only is it their newest release, but it is another collab release. If you know, you know, this year Blend Bunny did dive into the space of collaborating with creators on collections, and this is the second collaborator, the second collaboration with a creator named Taj. If you don't know, Taj is a phenomenal like artist. Like, I don't even know what else to call it because the way in which she creates looks is just insane. I talked about this in my first impressions videos, but one of the things that I was really impressed about is the fact that she takes really colorful makeup and makes it more palatable, more wearable, more everyday friendly. And sometimes colorful makeup can be intimidating, but also I know sometimes it can feel like it's inappropriate depending on the settings that you're living, working in. But I do think that Taj has this really insane way of like creating such intricate, wearable, soft, beautiful, colorful designs that I absolutely love. So as a part of the collection with Taj, we have 4 products. First is an eyeshadow palette, second is a highlighter palette, and then we have a lip liner and a lip gloss. So let's dive into each product separately. So first up, we have the eyeshadow palette. This is the Little Miss She Never Misses. It has 25 shades. And as you can see, it is arranged in a lot of ways in the Blend Bunny gradient, but we have a cross that has all of the shimmers. So we do get, in my opinion, twice the amount of shimmers that we typically get from the Blend Bunny layout. So on the back of the palette, you will see all of the product details. It is a mix of eyeshadows and pressed pigments. So if you do have sensitivities to pigments, all of the ingredients will be listed on the back. This is also vegan, cruelty-free, has a 12-month shelf life, and was made in China. The eyeshadow palette retails for $47, and interestingly enough, it does have 2 multi-chrome shades in the palette. Next up, we have the Simply Put Highlighter Quad. So it is a quad, so you get 4 highlighter shades. I think 2 of them are a little bit deeper, richer, and have a very clear, colorful base. And the other 2 are iridescent, so while they look white in the pan, they do have a flip to like purple and a more silvery flip or blue silvery flip. So it is iridescent and then like standard highlighters. On the back, again, you have all of the ingredients, product details, and similar to the palette, this is vegan, cruelty-free, has a 12-month shelf life, and was made in China. You also get 32 grams or 1.12 ounces of product. The highlighter palette retails for $35. And then lastly, we have the lip liner and the lip gloss. The lip liner is in a rich chocolate brown color, and it is a retractable liner. So you don't have to get a sharpener, but you can still sharpen the tip because at the bottom you do have a detachable like point or pencil sharpener that allows you to get it as sharp or as precise as you want. With the lip liner, you get 0.5 grams of product, and it is also vegan, cruelty-free, and has a 12-month shelf life, and was made in China, and retails for $12. And lastly, there's only 1 shade of the lip gloss. This is called Not My Ministry. You can see the kind of like pinky gloss at the bottom here. It is a paddle wand, and sorry, mine is dirty because I applied it, so apologies there. And this lip gloss, similar to all the other products, vegan, cruelty-free, has a 12-month shelf life, and was made in China, and you get 3.7 grams or 0.13 ounces of product. And the lip gloss retails for $15. As a reminder, I am an affiliate with Blend Bunny Cosmetics, so if you use my affiliate code Jamila, you will save 10% off of your purchase. and I will get a small commission from you shopping. If you are watching this before August 31st, I want to flag that on August 31st, my affiliate code will actually be worth 20% off of your purchase. So that is a good time for you to save on both this new collection or as well as anything else on the website, because there are no exclusions. All right, so now that you guys have heard all of the product details, you've seen the swatches, all that fun jazz, let's go ahead and dive into the demos, and then I'll come back and give you guys my final thoughts. So I started applying the shadows before I hit record. I'm so sorry, y'all. But we're diving into today's palette, into the first look, and honestly, it's going to be kind of like two separate looks, but that's TBD, because I want to see if Cowboy Country and Goblet of Fire look the same on the eyes. So right now I'm going in with which is the orange shade as my transition shade for today's look. So I'm just putting that into the crease.
So cold, baby. You say you love me, then you hate me. How do I let it happen? You build me up and tear me into tiny pieces every single time.
I'm gonna go one below that shade into the light orange, which is kind of that peachy shade. I'm gonna put that into the inner parts of the eye.
I'm drowning in the undertow. I've got my fingers crossed. I'm begging, baby, let me go. You've got this captivating touch that's got me coming back.
Lastly, gonna take Reed Mortuary and put that into the outer corner to add depth.
Like a knife piercing through my...
Like I said, we want to tell these two shades apart. So we have Cowboy Country and then Goblet of Fire. Like, you guys see how very similar these two look, right? Okay, so this is Cowboy Country. I'm gonna put it on this side.
You've got your hands around my throat.
Goblet of Fire.
I'm drowning in the undertow. I've got my fingers crossed. I'm begging, baby, let me go.
Okay, so off first glance, and you can probably tell Cowboy Country is definitely a little bit brighter, a little bit more vibrant, pulls a lot more red, whereas this one is a little bit richer, a little bit deeper, more grunge, and in my opinion pulls a little bit more purple. But they are very, very close, you guys. Very close. Interesting. Okay, let me go clean up the rest of this face, finish up this look, and then I'll come back and show you guys this final look, and then we'll jump into one, maybe two more.
You've got your hands around my throat. You've got me in over my head. I'm drowning in the undertow. I've got my fingers crossed.
Okay, so just really quickly, because I know you saw the little extraness that's going on in this eye, I did go in with this shade. It's the center shade. It's kind of like a white iridescent shade, but it is pink leaning, and I use that as my sort of like liner for the top of the eye there to add a little bit of an extra as well as in the waterline in the inner half. And this is look number one. Okay, let's dive into a couple more. Okay, so let's dive into one more look. I'm only doing two because I feel like y'all have waited long enough for me to get this video up, so I'm doing my best. I actually want a plain green today. I don't know why, but my body and spirit is telling me green. So I'm gonna go into this shade here. This is the lightest green. In the palette, it's called Hello. Hello, it's me. Why am I so dramatic? One thing I will say about this palette is that it was designed with people of color in mind. Which makes sense. Taj is black, so she knew. And she even said this in her Instagram, that one of her biggest focuses was thinking about how this would pop on darker complexions. And I appreciate that. And to be fair, I think Blend Bunny palettes have always been geared towards every single complexion. Like, I have definitely seen Blend Bunny defend and like go deep into like saying, you know, this is why we have those very deep shades in our palettes. And because sometimes people will come on Beyonce's Good Internet and complain about, oh, all of these shades look the same. Yeah, to you, Becky, but sorry, I don't mean to get spicy, but for real, like, I will oftentimes hear like creators that are much lighter than I am in complexion complain about some of the depth of some of the Blend Bunny shades and the fact that they don't see the difference on their skin tone, without realizing that for people with darker complexions, that depth is necessary and we can differentiate it. And I've heard Blend Bunny mention it many a times. Like, she stands 10 toes deep when she talks about the importance of having those deep shades. So just saying, this is why I have so much respect for the brand. Anyways, let's not get into it. Let me keep blending. I actually am gonna take a little bit of this purple shade and I'm gonna put that into the inner parts of the eye. This is called Moomy. Now, one thing I've heard people say is that these two shades look pretty similar. So I'm actually going to put one on one eye and one on the next. So starting off with What's Up, Sucker. I'm going to take that one and using my B number 4 brush from the Blend Bunny brush set. Just going to put that right underneath here. Then I'm going to just wipe that brush off and then I'm going to go into Panic. I'm gonna put it underneath here on this side of the eye. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can see it. This one does have more depth to it though, so like... It's close. Did we need both? Probably not, but I'm not mad at it though, because I do see the difference. And I'm gonna go into this deep green shade. It's called Touch Grass. So many people need to go outside and touch grass. And that's gonna go directly into the outer corner. I'm gonna get that depth that, you know, we love. Now for the shimmers, of course, we're gonna start off with this green. Ooh. Oh, yes. Yes, God. And I'm thinking that this is the same gorgeous formula from that Longing palette, so I hope so. It does feel like it. It does apply like it. It has the shine like it. But if you know Blend Bunny, you know that shimmers is something that they have, I don't want to say struggled with, but it's something that they have experimented with. So there isn't a consistent shimmer formula in the palettes because from what I've seen, they're still figuring out what they want their formula to be. Oh, that's so stinking pretty. That shade is called Slither In, but we're gonna go into Kenneth, which is that like icy purple. We're gonna put that into the inner parts of the eye here. It looks almost silver on me. Okay, so this is the vision for the eyes. I haven't even cleaned it up yet, but I'm so happy. Let me go ahead, clean it up, finish up the rest of my face, and I'll come back, show you guys the final look, and then we'll just talk about the palette overall. So, JK about me being done. Wait, I didn't even put on blush. Jeez Louise, I'm having one of those days. Just one of those days. Okay, so let me put on my Milani blush. This is Rose Powder. It's Spiced Rose. It's from their Rose Powder blush line. This is a bit of a shimmery blush, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of this, add some color to the cheeks. And let's go into the highlight palette. So the highlighter palette has two, I would say, like pretty rich colors that I think are gonna pop really nicely on deeper skin tone, but it also does have these more iridescent shades, which I think if you're looking for something that's a little bit darker, you can get it as well. So I actually want to go into the gold leaning shade, which is one of the deeper shades. It's called I'm Your Problem, no? Oh, I love that. And just bring you in a little bit closer so you can see. I'm going a little heavy-handed on it there. And then I'm gonna go into the more iridescent shade on the next side. It's called IKDR. I don't know what that means. Ooh. Okay. This does feel like it's the Noctilucent highlight formula, which isn't my favorite. And that's because I feel like the shimmer particles are just big and not as smooth. Something about this formula I don't think works well on textured skin, at least for me. I haven't been able to make it work. Okay. Look at that. Oh, I went very heavy-handed, so forgive me, y'all. Lastly, we need to go into the lip collection. This is what I'm super insanely excited by, because we have a super rich brown lip liner, as well as a, I want to say like a clearish gloss. I think it's more like a pinky gloss. I haven't swatched it yet. Ooh, pretty. So you have the pinky gloss, and then we have the brown liner. Oh, it's a twisty. Lovely. I thought you had to sharpen this, but no, this is a twist up. Already.
Say imitation is the highest form of flattery. But like it's using that.
This is creamy.
Me, how can blame you on the shit? Check the fit. Got you maxing out the visa, trying to cop the vision, trying to be.
And then the lip gloss has like that thin paddle design. Okay. Not sure what the scent is, but I like it. Here's the thing though, this will get stained, so if you don't want to cross-contaminate, just make sure you wipe it off before you put it back in. Okay, let me finish up my face in the waterline. I'll come back and show you guys the final look. Okay, I'm back. This is the final look, and I'm really happy with this. I think that this is so pretty, so shiny, so good. So let's talk about all of the products so I can give you guys my overarching thoughts. And I'm gonna work my way backwards a little bit. So starting with the lip liner and the lip gloss, I think that this is good combination. If you know, you know, this is like the stereotypical, not stereotypical, but it is like the OG black girl glam kind of vibe, and I appreciate how far she went with the depth of this pencil because it's dramatic as hell. This is gonna be really great for fall. I think that this is superb and like perfect for darker complexions. If you know, you know, again. And one thing I will say about this pencil is that it's really, really creamy. Like sometimes pencils can be really harsh and they kind of like tug, but this one I didn't experience anything with regards to that. And quite frankly, this is something that I might actually have do double duty. So I know it's a lip liner, but there's nothing to say that you can't like use this as an eyeliner if it's too dark for you, if that's what you prefer. I don't know about the cross-contamination aspect of it, but if you got this and you thought it was just too dark as a lip liner, use it as an eyeliner because it does give like a real nice sort of creaminess to it. So I don't think it would tug if you chose to use it as a lip liner. As an eyeliner. In terms of the lip gloss, I really like this. I think the light pink color that she chose is so nice. This is something that I would wear on its own, really. And quite frankly, it feels a little bit like the lip oil, just a little bit more, I don't want to say thicker. Yeah, that's the word that I'm going for. It's not too thick to the point where it's goopy, but I will say that it does feel very, very moisturizing, kind of like the lip oil. I really like this lip gloss formula, to be honest. I hope that they have more coming like this because it's like the lip oil plus, if that makes sense. Okay, next up, let's talk about the highlighter. And to be honest, going into this review, I kind of knew that this would probably be the one product that I did not like. And that's just because I didn't like the Noctilucent highlighter formula. To me, the Blend Bunny highlighter formula is not my cup of tea. And that's mainly because I find that the shimmers or the glitters or whatever you want to call it that they use in their highlighter palettes are just a little bit too thick and not as finely milled for my preference. So I do feel like it kind of emphasizes texture and is a little bit more apparent than what I prefer. I like things to just be a little bit smoother, like almost kind of like a powder without any shimmer in there, but something that seems a little bit more seamless because I'm not going for the dramatic highlight look anymore. Like that's just not me. So like the Marc Jacobs highlighters when they had them, the Tom Ford highlighters, things that are just a little bit thinner, if that makes sense. So for example, one of my go-tos is this Divine Rose highlighter from Pat McGrath. Lovely. Do you see how it's like barely detectable? Barely detectable. You can't see any real glimmer or shimmer flecks in there. Another go-to, the Marc Jacobs Guilty Highlight. This is one that I go for when I want something that is a little bit more bold, a little bit more intense, but still, in my opinion, so finely milled that it's one that doesn't emphasize texture or have like very stark, obvious particles. Now, comparing that to the gold, hey, I think you can just see how this one has larger particles and isn't as finely milled. Like this is what my typical go-to is for. This is what I prefer. This is just, in my opinion, just a little bit too much for how I like my highlighters to be. This would be a dope eyeshadow though. I'm looking at this like, ooh, I want to put this on the eyes. I'm definitely going to put this on the eyes. So that's the thing with the Blend Bunny highlighters, is that I look at them as eyeshadows more than I do highlighters. So I kind of knew going into this that I wasn't going to like the highlighter palette if it was the same formulation as the previous highlighter palette. But that's okay. This might be what you prefer. If you like Noctilucent, I think you will love this. This just isn't for me, but I cannot wait to put this on the eyes. Yeah, this is going to be a bomb eyeshadow. And lastly, let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. Not gonna lie, you guys, I've only used this twice, but this is already one that I think I really like and could be maybe in my top 5. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I will say that per usual, you get the excellent, and I mean excellent, Blend Bunny matte formula. It is what it is. Like, that is so consistent across the Blend Bunny portfolio that you're going to get the really good mattes that they are known for and they love. In terms of the shimmers, the ones that I use, I find they are also like that really good quality of like the updated formula. And not just like all done up, but think longing formula. So we get that amazing updated shimmer formula in this palette. I think one of the reasons why I like this palette so much right now is because of the fact that we actually do get more shimmers than Blend Bunny typically gives us. If this were standard Blend Bunny palettes, we would only probably have one bottom row of shimmers. But the fact that we have like basically across almost double the amount of shimmers that we typically get, I think that that's great and I really appreciate that fact. Now, in terms of the shimmers that are in here, I want to point out the one flaw that I think is quite valid. The two multi-chromes, Country Cowboy, or Cowboy Country and Goblet of Fire, they're different, but in my opinion, they're not different enough. Yes, you can see the differences on the eye, but I always say this with pretty much all palettes that I talk about when there's similarities. No one is or should be that close to your eyeball to be able to detect the difference. And when I did the first look where I put one on one eye and one on the other, you could see it, but honestly, if I hadn't mentioned it or pointed it out, would you have? You know what I mean? So I think it would have been nice, especially because this is a multi-chrome, for her to include another multi-chrome with a different flip in there. Because in addition to the minute difference being the one being brighter or one being more purple versus more red, the flips are almost identical. So it would have been nice if it was maybe like the blue or the purple shade, where it was like a purple to blue flip or a blue to purple flip. I think picking another shade with a different flip could have been a really great option. Or making one of these less red, because they're both pretty red leaning, and leaning into like an orangey, coppery kind of shade. That would have been really nice. But that is that I think is a valid criticism that people have from the palette. The other thing that I heard some folks mention is that these two mattes are very, very similar. I kind of agree. It's the same kind of issue where on the eyes, they do look extremely similar. I'm not mad at it, but I do think it's a valid criticism in terms of the similarities of these two matte shades. Other than that, it's an amazing palette. This is one that I'm going to get a ton of use out of. The next thing that's calling to me is this blue column. So tomorrow, I'm probably going to do a blue eye look. But I wanted to stop the video here so that you guys got a chance to see me play in this palette. Particularly because, like I mentioned in my previous video or two ago, that on the 31st of this month, my discount code will be valid for 20% off. So if this was one that caught your eye, but you didn't pick it up on release and you were still interested in picking it up, my discount code will give you 20% off. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing today's video. Let me know what you think about this palette. Let me know if you picked it up. Let me know if you have thoughts about it. Let me know if you are interested in seeing me do more looks, because I'm not done yet. I just needed to finish this video. So leave all of that in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you all so much more than you know. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.